be waiting here for that story to be told. Right now, the riders are being checked down the starting line. One final time before the drop of this gate. We'll see the starting sequence underway here in just a moment. The card goes sideways, and then the gate drops, and the intensity reaches an all-time peak and level once again. By the way, John Gruey, the number 70, brought to you by Team Babbitt's Kawasaki, also Emsoil, Fox, Decal Works, FMF, and Factory Connection with those Dunlop tires, Renthal bars, and Bell helmets. He also keeps his machine clean with twin air filters. Second place rider Barry McCarty, brought to you by Pro Taper as well as Bex Tech, FMF, Spaceport Cycles, HBD, and No Toil. And your third place finish coming out of Pedro Gonzalez was a Solo Motos Triangle Cycles JT FMF LS2 helmets backed rider. As the gate goes down on this one, we got ourselves a KTM rider, and that might be Barry McCarty taking over the early lead, or at least the Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award. We got a Kawasaki, though, literally jumping into the lead through the Bell Moto Forest over there. And as we check in with our new leader out here, this is the number 70 of John Gruey. Gruey quickly making his way to the front of the pack as the number 1 of Earl May, now settling into the number 2 spot quickly off the bat now. And the early leader in this class was Barry McCarty, the KTM rider out of Port Orange, Florida. He grabs the Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award, but finds himself a little further back in the pack. We'll see how far back right now is already John Gruey. Look at the lead that this rider has amassed over second place opening it up over third and so forth. But we do back finally in the fourth place position start to see a battle developing as we roll through Storyland back there, and it's going to intensify only that much more. I know that's not Earl May. That might have been the 52, having a tough time seeing those numbers out there, but if that is 52 of Kevin Byer, he finished 30th in Moto 1, but once we get a little clearer vision here of these riders, I'll be able to give you a few better numbers on that. But that, looking a little further back, is really starting to tighten up in this Masters 50 Plus class.
Barry McCarty into the lead. Barry McCarty on the Yamaha Banshee here at the Veronica Beach race, clearing the dunes. Barry McCarty, former ATV rider. Barry McCarty has been good with the starts this week. There's no doubt about that.
Well, checking out, looks like we see that 76 of Ralph Bentley out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, working his way up through the pack right now in a Bentley Cycle Pro Action WPS machine, finishing 6th in Moto 1 right behind him. That is the 92 machine of Pedro Gonzalez, your third place finisher in Moto number 1. So we're seeing a little bit of flip-flops and changes up front here, but some good battles nonetheless really shaping up.
I saw some flip-flops everywhere. I saw a little bit cruising through the pit area down by the creek.
They're out there now.
They're flip-flops.
I got me a new pair of flip-flops. I paid $30 for them before we came down here.
That's terrible.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Money, bro.
Those were some styling flip-flops.
Yeah, you have to put a gun to my head. Buy those flip-flops. Spend $30 on flip-flops.
Well, they were $70 to begin with. I thought, well, that's a pretty good deal. You know, actually, the best pair of flip-flops I ever bought.
I can't resist.
Are we really talking about flip-flops?
Well, you brought it up. I'm talking about John Gruey, Earl May, Ralph Bentley, Gonzalez,
you said
Barry
there's a lot of
McCarty,
flip-flops out
and then
there.
all of a sudden you guys start talking about buying flip-flops. So you brought me off track there for just a moment.
You said there were a lot of flip-flops out there.
There are a lot of flip-flops out there.
Are you calling the 50 class a bunch of flip-flops?
That might have been the case.
These guys stick to their guns. Whatever their personal views are, they don't flip-flop.
No, not at all. You go find Earl May and tell that 6'5" ginormous man, you're a flip-flop.
Flip-flop.
I'll tell him that his class see a lot of flip-flops in the positions out there in this second moto as opposed to Moto number 1. How's that?
Well played.
I voted
now you're
for
flip-flopping. That's a good point. Rodney just flip-flopped
on that.
No, time out. I followed your lead, and I stayed the course that I started out on to begin with. I was just playing with you guys. I came out in the yard to play with you guys for a minute.
Never done this before.
I voted for it before I voted against it.
But now I vote for it again. Now I vote for it again.
Vote for me if you're going to vote for it.
I still stick to my guns. I came out in the yard to play with you guys for a minute. Now I'm back out here in the 50-plus class, and I got John Gruey still out front, and I still got Earl May, Ralph Bentley, Gonzalez, and McCarty back there jockeying for position as we roll through lap number 2. We see that Terry Bidlack is back in the number 6 spot. Fred Nett is 7th. Johnny Nevling in the number 8 spot. John Huffman in the number 9 position. And my good buddy, Grandpa Rick Custard, Rounding out the top 10. Actually, I used to say it like this back in the day.
Grandpa.
Whoa, Rick Custard.
Is that cousin it?
Wow.
How
That's
about
some
Earl May
serious
fresh
hair on
off?
that flagger.
Yeah, that is some of the best hair I've seen in a flagger in a long time. Is that Slash?
I think so. Got everything. He's got a Thor top hat. He's got his Thor top hat on. Slash down there.
Slash the finish line flagger here.
John Gruey, who I think is getting faster.
As he gets older, he absolutely has gotten faster. Earl May, I think you and I chatted with Earl about that. He has absolutely gotten a little quicker. And it's John Gruey out to a 16-second lead. Earl May is second, and Earl kind of on the comeback as well. He had a big injury earlier in the year, so we're just happy to see Earl back up on his 2 feet. So Earl is second. Pedro Gonzalez Sr. is third. Barry McCarty is fourth. Ralph Bentley is fifth. Terry Bidlack is seventh. Jack Lambert is eighth. Jody Newing is ninth. And John Huffman rounds out your top 10 as we are now 2 laps into this one. A 2:13 lap time. 2:13 for John Gruey. This guy's 50. Love it. John Gruey is 50 years old, and he flat rips. John Gruey could probably go to most local tracks and race a pro class and probably beat your local pro.
Dude, he's getting faster.
He's a bad dude.
He's getting faster each year.
And he is fit. That dude has about 1% body fat on him. Looks like a jockey. He's about 5'4".
He's negative body fat. He stands next to you. He actually takes some of your body fat away.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, it's getting
a little
out of hand with a little buffet that we have set up here in the announcer's tower. We had our buffet set up.
This is great.
Is that the sky? You just sky? Oh man, that is
this
brilliant.
is a first time ever.
We have our sound man has.
Stepping it up in all
I don't really
facets.
care how the audio works, but everything else he's doing has been first class.
Jam up, jam up.
He's
Good to
really
have
got
you.
this program figured out. Big thanks to Ehab, making us sound good, feel good, and look good.
Look good, feel good.
Yep.
Hey, you know the plus 50 class a few years back, remember that was one of the split classes. We ran like a 50 and then a 45 together because there just
Something like
wasn't
that.
enough interest
Yeah.
in the 50 class, but that is no more. We got a full gate of 50-year-old riders. So what does that make? About 800 years of riding collectively?
Total
between them?
experience?
Yeah.
Yes.
40 riders times 50 years old, 800 years of racing.
Now here's what we need to do. We need to have a side-by-side shootout comparison. I think I'm going to do this between the names in the 50-plus age group and one of the 50cc classes. Here we got your Johns, your Freds, your
None of
Ralphs, your
that.
Barrys,
Oh,
your
no.
Girls.
None of that.
You're not
It's
running
Steel,
any of that.
it's Ryder, it's Jet.
That's right.
It's Kimbo, it's Slicer, it's
Kimbo
Blazer,
Slice
and
that's the first
Taser,
name.
Taser.
This is my
Razor,
this
Taser,
is
and
Walker
Blazer.
and his Texas Ranger.
That's all you need to know about.
It's my son Walker. My son Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger, did you throw my medals in the creek? Yeah, I like it when he does that. I found your Medal of Honors and threw them in the river. What? All right, John Gruey now extending that lead to 22 seconds. Man, how's that beverage going down there, partner?
It's good, man. Just cracked open a crisp Red Bull.
Yep. We needed
Thanks
one,
those
man.
folks.
That'll get us all
Yep.
fired up again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to Ehab for making that happen.
So these are 15-minute motos. Keep that in mind. As
I
John
think you're
Gruey
right.
puts the hurt on everybody. The number 70, Michigan Mafia member. I believe Gruey was here the first race back in '82. I don't think he's raced it every single year, but pretty sure he was actually here.
Probably about 15. Apparently he was 15. If
Yeah, it
he's
would have been 15.
now,
Yeah, I'll have to ask if he was a mini-cycle pilot or up to the 125 or something.
50. Go find your local 50-year-old back home, and then watch this cat race around this dirt bike track. That is silly. He's getting quicker. The lap times are dropping. He had a 2:13 on lap number 2. Compare that to the next class.
It's funny how that works, how far apart you can go. Some 50-year-olds would be pretty much done with everything. This guy's competing in a very high level athletically. And I think getting fitter and getting faster at age 50 than he was even a few years ago. It was. I feel like for years, Gruey would be in these age groups, and he'd be in the hunt, but he'd be like third or fourth.
Just the good
maybe
guy.
get a moto win. but-
Dubach or whoever.
Yeah, or all those guys.
Earl
Kevin
May.
Walker and Dubach or Earl May or Matt Tedder and all those guys. But the last couple of years, this dude has figured it out. And now that he's 50 in the 50-plus class, look out.
Probably just now getting his first free bikes. You know what I mean? Fine.
Yeah,
Hey, John,
yeah.
we want you on the program. Team Green really loves what you're about. I am 50 years old, and this is the first bike I've gotten for free.
Barry McCarty is putting a battle on now. He has caught Earl May. That's a battle for second They're coming our way in front of the announcer's tower. It's a good race between the 1 and the 17. As Gruey tries to get away, well, as a try, succeeds in getting away. But the second place battle is good. They're up over the Tunnel of Love, and McCarty has made the pass. So Barry McCarty into second.
Man, this place is finally coming back to life. Those first few motos are depressing. Look, it felt like I was in London at the Loretta London qualifiers.
Loretta London.
Now it's back to America. We got that hot, humid heat that we're all known for here. It is stifling, steamy, sticky hot out there. Just like must be what it's like to be Wes Kane's underarms. Just down there in Palm Springs on the
sometimes it's
Vanilla
wet.
Ice project, just wet and steamy. Sometimes it's cold like his heart, and then when it heats up, it's gross.
Man.
Ugh.
It's a constant cycle. It's hot, then it gets wet, and then it's hot, and
He's
it's
very
wet. That's his
moody.
underarms. That's the track.
It's bipolar underarms.
Sometimes the two sides don't match.
Oh, yeah, you got a
Wanna
hot
be
one over here,
cold,
then a sweaty,
wanna be
gross
sweaty.
one over there.
Whatever it takes for that gorilla hair.
He's got the blackest head of hair, man. I think it's getting thicker and prettier as he gets older.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You can just
Like
you
Grecian.
cannot run your fingers through it. They won't come
it'll
out.
stop.
It jaws of life.
Yeah, they actually used him when they had the Exxon Valdez when that thing topped over and we lost some oil. They actually we flipped Wes underneath upside down and he kind of soaked up that oil
Stop that up.
with his head of hair.
Yeah.
Gorilla hair.
We recommend anybody if you're changing the oil in your bikes. We do not want to pollute the ground. Let Wes Kane lay underneath that thing under the drain plug.
We'll run that
Soak
through
that up.
Ray Butts' beard and onto Wes Kane's head. And
Filter.
it's brand new, ready to use race oil. Hair filtered race
Hair
oil.
filter. You don't want to clean a filter? You just get Wes to ride the moto with you, stick his head down there where the filter goes.
The air
stick Wes Kane's hair.
Hey,
Hey,
slow
I'm
down.
on the bike. Oh, it's hot down here.
How much longer we got in this moto? I'm really tired. So Wes is in the airbox. His head is in the
He's
airbox.
in the airbox.
Providing
Filter in.
the filtration for the air pulling through the airbox. That's so stupid. All right, let's
I'm
get
going
back
to do it. I
on-
want to have a twin air filter, and we're going to hold it up next to Ray Butts'
shake.
beard and just see how similar.
Very similar.
Yeah, it just seems very similar.
Put a little beard oil on there, and Ray Butts is ready to go.
Seal that up. Seal up the edges of that beard.
Put the grease around the edge of the beard. Don't laugh, Barry. Ray, sorry.
Barry.
Oh, man, that makes me laugh. All right, John Gruey crushing it, 34 seconds out front, still turning those lap times in the teens. A 2:16. Now the wheels have come off. A 2:13 earlier in the race.
Oh,
now.
he's really backed it down.
2:16. He's just chilling out now. Barry McCarty in the number 2 spot. Earl May is your third place. McCarty pulls off the racetrack. Has he found his way back onto the track? He thought it was a checker flag. Wishful thinking, young man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm tired.
Most
Seeing
of these
things.
guys are grandfathers. That dude's doubling and tripling.
It's true.
He's a grandfather. And the track where they smoothed it up looks already gnarly and rough again.
Yeah, it's not
No
smooth
change
at all
there.
anymore. That's bizarre. I want a time lapse on that.
Man, that would look cool just to watch a rut develop.
Yeah.
Just a smooth, glassed over, buttered up rut.
Come on,
Or-
Wes Williams.
Make it happen, guys.
Get on that.
We're coming up with these great ideas, all you videographers. Speaking of videographers, we've got Harold Martin from Moto Playground. I wanted to get him up here. Harold's got the Sidewinder opening up. That's pretty cool. Harold has the official Sidewinder. They've got the motorcycles, and the Sidewinder is it's, for lack of a better term, it's a turn track. You go about 75 feet, hang a hard 180, 75 feet back way, hard 180, and you just go back and forth. It's called the Sidewinder. It's probably 15 turns. It is a work of art when you see a guy laying in his ruts, and they bring the bikes. They have their own bike, so it's a spec bike, and they're going to time you. And so they had it down at Minio's. It was fascinating to watch. And they
That's
got
a
it
great
set
idea.
up. They got it set
Really?
up. It's set up in the Pat from Baja Bras out there. Got it all set up. I think we're going to do that tonight around 7 o'clock. So I want to see how that all shakes down. The Moto Playground Sidewinder coming up later on this evening in one of those fields out in the back 40. And there's a look at the big number 1. He is last year's champ. Look how clean Earl May is. How has he avoided all that roost? He likes that gear so much, he just does not want to get close to anybody and get it all roosted up. So Earl May back there in the number 3 spot. Only a couple of seconds back. That is second place right in front of Earl May. And Earl May is basically racing himself back into shape. The win goes to John Gruey. He's down there on the podium. Jason Wygant making his way down there. Make sure you stop Jason, high-five him, slow him down so he's about a half hour late for that podium. He loves when that happens. It's going to be Gruy with the win. Barry McCarty is second. Earl May is third. Pedro Gonzalez Sr. is fourth. And Fred Nettie rounds out the top 5. Man, the plus 50 guys got it good. They got a slap of sunshine right on their face. I think they'll take it, though. I would rather ride in this kind of hot, sticky heat than I would those nasty, muddy conditions we saw this morning. So as Jason Wygant gets down there, that'll give John Gruy a chance to kind of clean himself up, which he shouldn't be too dirty. Started off with a bang. The only reason he would be dirty is working his way through lap traffic. That was our Masters plus 50 class, and we'll see who's coming up next here. Race number 16, the 85, 9 to 12. Is that who we're looking at? That's right, 85, 9 to 12 is coming up. We'll toss it down to Jason Wygant with the two-handed grab as he falls just short of the goal line. Jason, take it away down at the Race Tech podium.
All right, we're going to go up, catch John Gruy. He's so fast, he's already up on the podium well before I am. These two guys are proud of the ages of these riders, so they wanted to come down and greet them. This dude's getting faster every year somehow at age 50. He's a Moto winner again, John Gruy. Thank you, John. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you here the first year of Loretta's 82?
Yes, I was.
35 years ago.
Man, seems like yesterday.
What were you racing back then?
80 expert.
Okay, so you started on a mini cycle, and here you are winning the 50-plus class. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. 22nd time here, I think. And, it just keeps getting better. I say it every year. I love racing here. I don't know, it's just the hype and everything, and the track is so technical without having big jumps. And, man, it makes for great racing.
Who do you want to thank, John?
Yeah, for sure. Team Babbitt, Amsoil, Kawasaki, the guys at Fox, everybody at FMF, Twin Air, Bell Helmets, Renthal, Decal Works, Dunlop Tires, and Guts seat covers, Bell Helmet, or the Flying Colors that painted my helmet, and Factory Connection for making this bike work so damn good out there.
All right, let's hear it for the number 70, John Gruy, taking the win. That's awesome. It's at the first edition of this event back in 82. Let's get Barry McCarty up. This guy's got some stories to tell. Thank you, John. Well, the results have been darn good. It hasn't necessarily been smooth the whole time. Keeping it interesting. Let's hear it for Barry McCarty. What happened there at the checkered flag, white flag, whatever the situation was?
I thought I saw a checkered flag because I wanted it to be over.
Yeah. We were thinking it was like a mirage in the desert.
It was a mirage. It was a long 5 laps.
Moto okay otherwise?
Yeah, I got off with a good start and made a few mistakes and got passed right away. But, hey, I was long as I could chase John a little bit and take second, I was happy.
All right. We got the Bell Helmets whole shot award for him, too. And hold that up. Bell Helmets whole shot award for Barry McCarty. All right. Who you want to thank?
I would like to thank Spaceport Cycles, Bex Tech, Race Tech, FMF, HBD Motographics, Rhino Power, Dunlop Tires, Bell Helmets, Pro Taper, No Toil, Ankle Savers, Scott Goggles, and my family and friends for all the support.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to get you on a... Yeah, they're pumped. Go ahead.
And I'd also like to thank Rad MX. Awesome videos.
Road and dirt. All right, let's hear it one more time. Barry McCarty. We're going to get you a quad and get you out here next week. All right? Get you out for dirt days. Third place finish carrying the number 1 plate. Let's hear it for Earl May. Good to see you up here, Earl. Program wasn't quite the normal situation this year, taking on some lumps, some injuries.
Yeah, I had broke a bunch of ribs right after Christmas, and 5 months ago I was still walking with a walker, so I'm pumped just to make it to the race and to get on the podium. Is really honestly beyond my expectations. So I'm happy. I wish I was a little stronger, man. The track is like you guys made it like Florida, all the rolling sand whoops, but I sucked through them. I'm like so timid, I don't want to swap the bike, but track's awesome. All the interviews I've heard today, I haven't heard a single rider say there's nowhere to pass. So that's usually the gripe at every local track. Can't pass, but man, here there's, even after they just worked on it, there's 5 lines in every corner. So the guys are doing a great job.
Appreciate that. Who you want to thank, Earl?
My wife's awesome, you know, for helping me at all the races and nursing me back to health and everything. She's fantastic. Ryan Holiday, everybody at Kawasaki Team Green, Pro Circuit, Oakley, Dunlop, Renthal, Twin Air. Greg at Rad & Dirt helping me out, Motion Pro. I think Ronnie Lusk. I've been going up there and doing like 10 million corners once a week, trying to get a little better on the bike, but it's fun.
Congratulations, third place, Earl May.